recording.
All right, lovely lines. This is the lines group, and we'll be starting off with Jennifer, but Wendy and I are here to look at, oh, look at that egg beater, to look at and talk about shape in your week 3, and specifically the shapes of an egg beater and breaking them down, abstracting that, thinking about only using round shapes. You can scroll, whoops, using scribbly scraps, etc. So this is really wonderful to see your process, and this wonderful overhead photo is good. Also terrific, great abstractions. Equally fantastic. I think sometimes people hesitate to sketch or draw because they say, I can't draw. To me, this is a terrific sketch. It's visual thinking with a pencil. That's all it is. So
Yep.
that's why I encourage it to just like make some marks. Use your
Yeah,
hands.
and it only has to make sense to you. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was an interesting approach. She's saying she's zooming in with her camera just to get a better sense of the negative shapes. Great. Beautiful. she says getting these to be exact needs a steady hand, and it's getting so hard to see. Nice. It's funny how much I am noticing around me every day, everywhere I look and see shapes and lines, how they intersect and how they stand alone. What a beautiful photo, and what a beautiful observation on your part. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous photo.
yeah.
And I still maintain, treasure chest, this is called. I still maintain for all of you, so much of what we're doing here really is about looking. It's about paying attention. And I love this collage that is up in the top of this photo. I'm sure we're about to see it. Whoa. I fell in the abyss. I love your enthusiasm, my goodness. Fantastic. Your photo is really wonky though. It's like it's completely off. I'm sure your mat is cut correctly, but most of it's missing from the photo, but the actual collage, terrific. Playing around with placement, love the abstraction. Wow. Yeah, this definitely does not need a mat. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
But I see this is still just sort of playing around.
I like how the shapes already create like the borders without being too restrictive.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, she writes, I like the way Cupid doll look alike. Your titles are hilarious. I like the way it looks without a mat. I agree. It's a little close to the left edge, that one leg, shall we say, but yeah, but I agree. It definitely doesn't need a mat. So this is the enlarged beater component, round shapes. Whoa. Nice. Again, I think the mat's not helping because stuff is just sort of touching awkwardly. But I love this. Yeah, it says the size was the issue, I think. Absolutely. It is a small space for something like this. And I agree with Nancy, who writes, I admire you taking on such an intricate design in such a small space. Yeah, really wonderful. And I'm glad that you looked at the NOTAN and we're getting ideas from that. Yeah, this is the one I had seen in the photo, the big photo earlier. So yeah, the scrippity scraps.
Whoa.
Great comment. She said she felt like she was on a treasure hunt for the most interesting scrippity scraps. Curls, lines, dark, light. Great. that was one of the objectives, is that it's just about looking. You have all this stuff in front of you and it's going to go right. This used to drive me crazy in person, how much of this stuff I would see in the garbage. And that's why I started doing it. I was like, everybody get your scraps. We're making art from your scraps. And I saw it the most, I have to say, with the pre-college kids, not the same assignment, but the same idea. The pre-college students, man, the waste that would be generated when we were using cut black paper, that's when I started to saying, like, listen, you get that script. And it was traumatizing. You know, it's traumatizing for some people because they'd be like, no, it's garbage. Ugh, I want like nice pieces. Like, they are nice pieces. Anyway, this is beautiful. It feels like wood, like a wood green. Really nice. First of all, I can't believe this is all from an egg beater. Your abstractions are really terrific. There's a couple little moments on here. Again, I'm not going to go through this with a laser pointer or a red pen, but there's just a couple places where, like at the bottom center, it's just touching right there, super annoying. To the left of that, the two shapes are like just touching a little bit of each other, but on the right hand side, they're not touching. Yeah, right there. So little things like that. And upper right, it doesn't feel like it's glued down. Minor, minor, minor. But love that you were looking at Ruth Asawa and Notan for all of these. But I really sense the joy in this whole series. And I also have egg beater envy with your actual egg beater.
Yeah.
I want it. Thank you, Jennifer. Next, we have Lily. I have a niece, Lily, whose birthday was yesterday. Oh, this looks like a butterfly wing. Beautiful, both the positive and the negative in this photo, and also your sketch. Terrific.
Wait, I don't know why we can't see the comments. Oh, let me pause this for a second.
We are
unpause.
Yeah, and the media information thing too. Make sure you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, beautiful. Love this. Just as an image and your process. Yeah, she says, just definitely looking insect-like. Definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great because it's taking this, you're abstracting from this thing. I know this include the piece of the egg beater. Absolutely.
Yeah, they do look like butterfly wings.
Yeah. Nice abstraction, nice cutting also. Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful process. Great. Love the positioning, that it's angled as opposed to, you know, horizontal and vertical. I just think it feels really wonderful. I also appreciate more than you can imagine that the cogs are not perfectly cut evenly.
I was gonna make the exact same comment. I'm like, I appreciate how they're all like different, even like this one and
Yes.
this one, how they're like at different levels. Yeah.
Yes. And why do I appreciate, oh, that's gorgeous. Why do I appreciate that? Part of it is what I want you to get from using even this black paper is the limitations. And if we wanted it to be perfect and, you know, even and all identical, we do it digitally. We'd use a different tool. And, you know, just cutting them, to me, as opposed to drawing them and cutting them, is also something I encouraged, because you let your knife do the drawing and then you see what happens. So it's just different, but this is really striking. Yeah, the mat works. The mat is good for this one. There's that beauty. Love, love, love that you are looking this closely. You're showing us, like, I don't think of that as an egg beater. You're showing us these components. And that's how you get to this. Great, terrific sketches.
Yeah, I like how you use the Sharpie to really see how it would look with the black paper.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Again, super tribal. A lot of these just feel so they have a sound quality to them. You know, it just feels like this wonderful beat to me. Really nice.
It's also interesting, like seeing how she went from the sketch to the final
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and that's the part that's really helpful to share with your classmates, to show like how you ended up with this. Yeah, terrific. And this is the one, the Scrippity Scraps. This is all the scraps she had. Oh my gosh, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
But I love that you stayed true to it. Oh, it's fantastic. It almost feels nautical, or I just feel like a billowing sail, and then off in the distance is something, a
Or this
wonderful,
one kind of looks like a musical note or
yeah,
something.
totally. No, I think it's a terrific composition. Really strong, strong, sweet, and absolutely lovely to share all these process photos, and they feel very different from each other, which is hard to do sometimes. So terrific. I think I think this week I'm saying beautiful and terrific every other word. Nancy, 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 Nancy. Oh my goodness, I love these ones. Where people have in fact added the white. So we'll just take a stroll through these and see which ones are your finished ones. This does not need a mat. This we love. Trials with some recycling, nice. This is also a fabulous process photo, seeing how you're sketching your ideas out in this 5x5-ish size. Terrific. Great process shot. Probably for some of you, taking these process shots is annoying or you forget, but it really does help everyone to see this. I mean, I can give you demos and talks and semi, videos, but these are really rich.
Oh.
So this is, she says, I sort of like the way this looked extending over the map, but I'm not that much of a renegade. Yeah, and then I think the next one is probably the finished one of this. Hard to
I
say.
don't think
A different one.
so.
Yeah, you
Oh
gotta.
no, it's the same shape.
Yeah, we
It's
need
just
these.
like flipped.
Yeah. Well, in any case, we need these titled so we know what we're looking at. But it doesn't matter because this feels terrific. And I think the one where it goes out of the mat is not as successful. It feels like, oops, it's a little
Yeah.
too much. Yeah. But I love that you say I'm not that much of a renegade. Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell if this is this is the whisk parts. Can we go back? Because I guess they are titled, but in a different place. Yeah, I don't know, but I think this is terrific. And then the next one feels very bottom heavy.
I think these look super similar.
I think she's saying that. I regret this. It seems too same to me. Yeah, I think it's a separate collage, but it feels too much like the previous one. I think it's hard to say. And this is, look at the difference this is with the black mat around it. I have to say, I think the black mat is quite helpful, except where the black touches the black at the bottom. I'm so aware of that, boom, hitting that. But I do appreciate the idea, and I think it could work very well. Look at this. Look at this process. Ridiculous in a good way. This is also super helpful to see how you're doing this. That is a gorgeous image.
Yeah.
So basically using the tracing paper to cut through And yeah, these, Nancy, these are so helpful to everyone just to see your process. This is really great. And Jennifer even writes how helpful to see this. I had difficulty with it. Really nice. Thanks for sharing that. I don't have the patience to work like that. I just do not. And look at the result. Terrific.
Super clean. I also don't
Yeah.
have the patience to work like that.
There's just no way. But look at that beautiful diagonal
Yeah.
line. And then I also love the right where your cursor was, that small shape
Yeah.
there. Yeah, all of that. So nice. Yeah,
It
I could
lines up so well. And it's really clean too. So
yeah. I could never do that.
no,
Ah,
me neither.
so this is it inverted, but with your black margin. I think it looks quite striking. Yeah,
They look very different.
right? Yeah, this is again, I so much appreciate your process. What the heck is this? She writes, this seemed like an interesting idea to me. Never again. I love the comments. Oh, it's fabulous. Yeah,
Yeah.
that took some time. Whoa. Whoa. I like it without the mat on this one. I mean, without
Me
the border.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one's very
yeah,
nice.
really nice. Good grief. So much work. Scrippity scraps. Most of the really little ones ended up embedded in her carpet, she writes. Oh, you've got a great sense of humor. I love what you're doing with this black border as a comparison. I for this one, let's go back to the non-black border. Huh.
I think I like the border on this one.
I do because up at the top it just goes away. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I love that we can look at them like that. Oh, this is
Mhm.
terrific. Wild card. Yeah.
These little dots are so nice.
Yeah. It's almost like eyeballs too, like this menacing
Yeah.
face. And then those little dots that you talked about, it's like a ghost in the corner. I'm so scared.
Oh my God, you're right. It's a ghost.
Right? And then those two things there are like eyeballs in the dark. Ah! I like it without the mat. I like it with the mat, or the border, I should say. I like either one. For me, honestly, I think what I would like is a skinnier black border. It's to me, it's on all of them. Maybe just a whisper of that black would help. But either way, but I happen to say I prefer it without the black frame. But terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific. Yeah, great, sweet, really sweet process to look at, and terrific results. Okay, Laura Cunningham, you're up. Look at these sketches. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Take an inventory. What is this thing you're looking at that you haven't seen before? How do you abstract it? And you clearly have done just that. Yeah, all of those photos. We're jumping around, but here we go. Loose, yes. Okay, yeah. Fantastic. I love what's happening in the top row. Just a slight variation. Again, it's almost like a stop animation that Wendy had talked about on someone else's. Beautiful. Again, getting the Sharpie out, seeing the possibilities of what might happen with positive, negative. Your notes are important. And this is, I'm guessing, the close-up. So yeah. Beautiful. Great process. Oh, how fabulous. This is, again, it would help if I knew which one it is. It's not a big deal, but I guess I don't know. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, what I get is a beautiful sense of play and motion. And I love just the organic quality of all the shapes. And the scale to me is very important. Great, great, great process shots for us. Nice. Your commentary and your process photos are very, very helpful for everyone to read and see. Again, this is not something I have the patience to do at all. Look at
Wow.
this.
Yeah.
I was inspired by Ruth Asawa and her wire sculptures. Yeah, this is really stunning and so well crafted. You know, the detail of all of that is extraordinary, and one would never know this was from an egg beater. It's really beautiful. She says the scrippity scrap piece was the one she was looking most forward to doing. That's good. Yeah, and again, the idea is that you're just looking at what's right in front of you, and you have these amazing pieces, and what can you do to create a composition? So I'm glad that you were looking forward to that. Not everyone shares that sentiment, I'm sure. Ah, great photo.
Oops. Oh no. Okay.
I love that photo. Huh. For me, I don't know. There's something about that big curly Q. I love that shape on the right. I love everything that's happening there. But it's on the left, I sort of lose interest.
Yeah. I think it's because like all of these are touching the edge. And then
Yeah.
here we're just a little bit lost, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right, because those shapes, left, right, and right, like top and right side, are also bold and strong.
Mm,
Yeah. And I'd like to see that one without the mat, just to see what else was on there. But yeah. Again, this is so much a part of this class. And I think any of this, working with design and art in general, is just getting these process photos, or getting process out there. So I love seeing these. These are great. Wait, I wanted to see what she wrote here, because
yeah.
it says, starting to cut, eyeball this, start upscale templates. Now I'm wondering why this didn't seem more obvious when I started this week's assignments. Well, for me, I think like, well, that's part of the process, the things that you discover. And I love that clearly, you know, something clicked here, and cutting this template was a way of working that just made it easier for you. I'm just impressed with everyone's fastidious approach to this. Man, I would never do this. I would just,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have the patience. So
They
I'm
have
so,
a lot of patience for sure.
yeah, I'm so impressed with your process and your outcome. Yeah, this is beautiful. It's also a really nice photograph, I think.
Yeah. I agree.
Look at that.
Yeah, the process
Terrific.
you included is very, very nice. To
Yeah,
go from
that's,
this to this to that.
yeah. I wish in this one, I'm not so psyched by how it hits the bottom edge, and also a little, actually the left edge as well, which is simple. You just get it out of that mat, because your process photos, your template, all of that had that wonderful dynamic quality. Oh, I guess it hits it on there on the one side, but I would say it just feels like it gets cut off. But what an amazing end result, and also just amazing process photos.
Yeah.
Super, super helpful.
I think in the sketch they had it like not touch the border as much for this one, and then over here it's like completely cut off.
Yeah,
So that might be part of the
yeah.
yeah.
but it's beautiful. And remember, for all of you, I introduced putting the mat on these so that I feel that you're working beyond the square, and also that it tidies up your work. So at any point, you know, obviously, if you don't like the way the mat looks, or if you want to change the size of the mat, or you want to use a different mat, of course you would do that. But and sometimes it really helps the piece, and sometimes the piece is fine without it. Okay, so lines, the lines group. We have Laura, and is that it?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, lovely people in the lines group. Again, really striking work. Fun, fun, fun to look at. Process photos. I must have said something that got people sending in more process photos, because I'm thrilled with all the process, and hopefully a completely different experience than working with gouache. So thank you.